and welcome back to Vintage Farming. Now, I know it's been a little while since the last episode, and that is because I was dealing with some health things, but I am feeling better. Haven't really talked in like a week or so my voice might be a bit hoarse, and this might not be a very long episode, but I do want to crack on with vintage, and frankly I've just missed recording episodes, and it's tough to do when you can't talk, and when your primary thing is talking, that makes it difficult to do. Anyways, as you can see, it is night time, but we're still in August because we do have to get the canola rolled, but it was raining for so bloody long, but now it's not, so we can crack on with the job at hand. Right, so thank you so much for your support. First off, hey, we'll just start by going along like this. Thank you for your support in hanging about during all this. I did say that it could be 2 to 3 weeks recovery. It has been about a week or less than. Which is good. That means the recovery period has been much quicker. Even though I'm not 100%, I am definitely not 0%. So I haven't died yet, which is grand. Not that I was going to, hopefully not. But anyways, we are back at it. Now, I don't know if it's because I've had some time away and a bit of time to think about what I wanted to do with vintage. However, I have some ideas. I have actually 2 ideas that I want to present along in terms of the future of vintage. And the first thing was just something I had thought of kind of at the end of the last episode, which was, what we could do is maybe start vintage anew. So start on a new map with new kit, a new everything, basically a fresh vintage start. Very small kit, very small field, very small everything. But then, literally, I had this idea 2 seconds before I hit record today about wanting to combine 2 different types of videos into one. 2 different series types, I should say. So I'm really quite keen to do a survival challenge series. However, if I have a vintage farming series and a survival series, then that will limit what other series I want to do as well. So I do know that there are some maps coming out in the near future that I will want to go headlong into and really double down on, particularly, some UK map or Irish map, whatever suits the fancy first. Probably UK map. That being said, if I were to either relocate vintage to a new map, so relocate meaning bring this kit that we currently have to a new map, or even if we start vintage anew, that still leaves us with the option to do a survival challenge map, which I really want to do. However, the idea that I've had is to not do a vintage series, not do a survival series, but do a vintage survival series. Not really sure why I didn't think of this before. It's because, well, I know why. It's because there are more options now in FS25 for both vintage and survival, but vintage survival together is a much more challenging task. Considering the fact that, yes, I know a lot of vintage kit is quite inexpensive as it is, but I feel like I want the extra challenge on it as well, because I find that I'm very pleased with the kit that we have for this series, but I do feel as though we've expanded very quickly for vintage, more than you would expect to expand, and not with all that much different sort of going-ons, if you will. Particularly to do with wood chips, which I'm not saying they're bad. I'm saying that it almost makes it, dare I say, too easy. I don't want to say too easy, because I am on the hardest economic difficulty because I wanted to add a challenge to Vintage to begin with. However, I'd like to increase that challenge by making it absolutely more difficult to get going with things. Now, this is just an idea, right? I do want to see this series through to, at the very least, to see the canola harvested and all that. However, what do you think? What are your thoughts, basically, about a vintage survival series? Basically combining two of my favorite series that I recorded in the past together. Now, another thing that, in terms of survival, is that I found that the last survival challenge that I did on FS22 did kind of get carried away with the, I don't want to say it making it easier, but doing, I think we also did, what was it, firewood, right? And it just kind of like, it took away from, like, we did need to clear the trees, to be fair. What, are we just going to not use that wood? But I do feel like the firewood took away from what was a challenge. In this case, I feel like wood chips are doing the same bloody thing. Of course, we want to expand and grow the series and, you know, buy new kit and better kit and all this and that. However, at what cost for the long term? Do you know what I mean? In terms of like content, right? Because it's great that we're earning all this cash and we can buy all this new fancy bits and bobs, but I want to enjoy the challenge. And I feel like with this series, maybe it's because of wood chips, maybe it's because we've done this. I've done this map before. Maybe it's because we've been using the same kit for a while. I did think I missed a bit here. I'm going to go and find it. I do feel as though it's time for a different kind of challenge. I almost feel like I'm talking about it like it's a certainty, but I do want to get opinions first. I always appreciate any and all feedback and opinions as far as, you know, what you are watching, because I'm creating it, you're watching it. So, you know, there's two sides to it in that respect. Right, let's have a look at the field here first before we crack on. I will be honest, I can feel my voice starting to be a bit hoarse, but I think that's just because I haven't used it in a bit. Right, what have I completely missed what I was doing there? Right, have we rolled to perfection? Yeah, perfect enough. Excellent. Right, we'll go tuck this way. We will need the roller again in the next month because we have to deal with the other field. And we absolutely will. I'm just going to park it up here for now. Oh, we'll have to... Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to tuck it here because we are going to need to cultivate first and then drill. So I will probably just connect this to the drill and we'll use the Massey to... Because here's another thing. This New Holland is a beast. Absolute beast. But I would love for something like the Massey that we have to be our main tractor. I don't know why. Well, I do know why, because I absolutely love that little tractor. Here, where is it? There it is. Tucked away, all freshly clean. Look at it. Look at it. It's brilliant. It's just so good. Oh, my God. Anyways, vintage survival. Thoughts? Please let me know, because I know now there are good mods for it. And, like, for example, I love this lorry that we've got. I don't think it was all that expensive, but it's something that we could have in a vintage challenge setting, but it would be much more difficult to attain, right? The harvester, where is it now? Tucked away, here we go. Tucked away where? Where are we? Oh, we're in the field, right. Yeah, see, again, not terribly expensive, but we got it straight away, and I feel like this is something we want to work up to in more than the amount of episodes it took to get to it. Does that make sense? I do feel like I'm quite pushing this vintage survival sort of idea on, but I'm proper keen for it. Now, I don't know the logistics of how I would start it, because with a survival series, for example, you want to have I would start with 0, nothing, except for a tractor, and yes, we would probably have to do some kind of logging in the beginning, because the other option really is, well, there are a few ways we could start, to be honest. I have to look at mods. Mods are kind of the driving force behind this idea. But I think it's a good idea, and I'm quite keen for it. And again, I don't want to take away from what this series is or where it's going, but I do think that I'd like to shuffle it up a bit. Again, if I can combine my two favorite types of series to record, which is a vintage series and a survival challenge series, and, you know, combine them into one, I think that's a win-win-win. It's a win-win-win. Everybody wins because it's brilliant. It's a proper challenge, and it's the nice slow pace, realistic type of series that I can really sink my teeth into and have people enjoy watching because of that teeth sinking in question. Now, there might be a few people who are not keen for this, and that's fine. Please do let me know your honest opinion. But that's kind of where we are, where my mind is at with all of this. So as it stands, that's my thoughts. I'm probably also going to post a a posts on my channel, on YouTube channel, asking for your vote, because that is always a really nice thing to see. I really appreciate the voting. Speaking of the vote, actually, there was a vote I put out about sort of different content for the channel. I think for the time being, we are going to focus on Farming Simulator content exclusively. The reason being is that's what this channel was built on. Yes, I know it's Grumbles Gaming and not Grumbles Farming. However, that doesn't matter because I'm for the people, as it were. So I'm quite keen. I find that Farming Simulator is my relaxation sort of game in that sense as well. And if I can record while I'm sort of, you know, chill or whatever, so be it. Really good. And those other games I can enjoy on my personal time for myself, which is something I also really enjoy. So I think keeping them separate for now is fine. And we'll just crack on with the Farming Simulator. So anyways, I've rambled plenty. My God, have I ever. We will be doing some time lapses here shortly. I'm going to head back to the farm. We will kick off again in September. And we'll come down here and get this field cultivated. See you in September. Good morning and welcome to a cloudy September morning. It does seem we had a bit of rain overnight. But that's fine. It should be right, because we are going to get straight into this field and cultivate it either way. On my way down to the field, I did realize that the canola is growing nicely, but it does have some weeds in, so we are going to have to tend to that as well today. This, though, should be a fairly straightforward job, as you would expect, it to be. So I think the first thing we need to do is just crack straight on. Now, before we do... Right, what? I'm gone too far. Right, needs rolling, mulch, great, fertilizer. See, okay, smart. We did it once, so now, let's get rid of that again. As soon as we start our cultivating... we should... see that we have a fully fertilized field ready for drilling canola. Absolutely wicked. Right, I think I did mention in the last episode that I was going to put this on a helper. Nah, bugger it. I'll put the drilling, or better yet, I'll put the rolling on a helper because that just takes bloody ages, especially with the with that little roller we have. But that's fine, absolutely fine. Yeah, so, yeah, just to touch quickly on before we crack on here with the time-lapse, is vintage survival. Let me know your thoughts. I'm quite excited to know, so that I can get started on... I mean, to be honest, I've got, you know, a fair few ideas of how I'd like to start, and a fair few mods that I'd like to start with. So please do let me know your thoughts. As I said, I would like to see this series out to some point, you know, like possibly harvesting the canola, even if we sell it off the field on the day and just sell everything up and then see what we end up with. Just kind of a fun way to end it. I'm quite keen for it, so please do let me know your level of keenness. Hopefully it's matching mine. One thing I'm not too keen on doing for the time being is chatting anymore, just for now. So let's crack on with the time lapse. And there we go, the last bit cultivated. Happy days. Look at that. What a lovely looking field. And it's fully fertilized. So it's mulched, it's cultivated, it doesn't need rolling, that's a load of rubbish, but it will need rolling once we get canola in, which is something we will do today. Luckily, it is the last time we can put it in, which is fine. Yeah, and then as you can see, we've got some weeds to deal with over there, but that's really not too bad. I am trying to think of what else. So we've got weeding to do, we've got drilling and rolling to do, and then beyond that, we will be into like the selling time of the year, of the season. I was in selling season, I suppose. Be selling pallets of lettuce, and we've got some chilies left to sell. And excitingly so, those wood chips, and then a bit of grain, oat, and some peas as well, that we can sell on the train. Now, yeah, I think what we'll do we'll save those few jobs for the next episode. This will be sort of wrapping up this one. But in doing so, I just want to say once again, thank you so much for your massive support dealing with well, I had a couple of absences recently, one for changing my life around, moving to a new place and doing all that, and it's just appreciate your support during that, and then also during this sickness, which again, I'm not 100%, but feeling much better for it now, which is grand. Yeah, there you go, look at that, canola's looking really good, just a bit of weeds in, which we will sort out in the next episode. We're just going to tuck away the cultivator for now, because we won't need it again, possibly, dare I say, ever. I don't want to say ever, just in case, but yeah, I'm just going to tuck it away nevertheless, and get the weeder ready. And in doing so, maybe, yeah, we'll do we'll do either the weeding first or the drilling. One of the two we'll do first, but we'll probably do the drilling ourselves and then do the rolling with a helper. I think that's just for the best. So we'll just park this here for now. But yes, that is it for this episode. So yeah, as I say, thank you so much for your support during all of this really. So yeah, and also please do let me know your thoughts on vintage survival. I think that would be cool, because I've never done a vintage survival series, and as I say, it'll combine two of my favorite series together, which I think would be a lot of fun to do. I'm not 100% certain when the next episode would be, ideally tomorrow, but it all depends on this. If I do feel I need to recover again, maybe I'll do episodes every couple of days for a little while, and then go from there. But we shall see. We shall see. Just know that, yeah, we are back, so that is grand. As always, thank you so much for watching. I do greatly appreciate it, and if you've enjoyed the episode, a cheeky thumbs up really does help out the channel. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Until the next one though, please do take care, and bye for now.